All right, so today's video, we're watching a Masters 5 Brigitte one trick on PC. So they say they play only Brigitte, and they say they hate games like this. They run Brig, of course, and the game started off really hard. We got held for so long until we finally managed to annoy the supports enough to either hide or just be super distracted. I was payload princess, and I just felt useless there. I had little ways of healing my team who were far up on the high ground. Next round, I just sat on high ground as Brig, without actually doing anything. I sent some packs, but that's all it did. I'm unsure if I should have jumped down with my team or what I should have done. It might just be how I play Brig, but I just feel like I get no value out of playing her. I'd love to hear what you think about this. Well, just to kind of start off before I even watch the VOD here, you did say that you stood on the high ground doing nothing, trying to heal pack your teammates. So very much is leading to a playstyle issue at times there. At the same time, I will see how this goes, and then we'll go from there. All right? So let's see. Here we go. What rank? Masters 5. We'll see how it goes. Remember, a lot of Brig is proccing that Inspire. So if you're saying that you're not playing with your team as much during that, that is going to definitely make Brig a little bit more difficult for you. Also remember, and I talk about it a lot, is Brig. One thing that Brig is really good at is making sure your other support is unkillable. So if you don't know what to do from the get-go of a game, and you need like a default way to play Brig, remember this. Keep your other support alive. That is where you start. Okay? So you make your Ana unkillable. The Ana is your tank, and you're the one that's going to keep the Ana alive. And I know that's not exactly what you want to do, but that's what makes Ana Brig so strong, is the ability to keep the Ana alive and then be able to play off of that. It starts with the backline surviving, and then the rest goes to you. You can play aggressive here if you need to get on like that Ryan, for example, to proc Inspire. But right now, one thing that you're already doing that I'm noticing is, one, you're not looking to keep your Ana alive, and two, you're not proccing Inspire. So both things are going to make your playstyle on Brig feel a little bit off. You see how you're kind of just sitting here in the middle of the open? I'm not saying go up there with the Mauga, but that's why I also want to see you kind of default to keeping your Ana alive, right? It gives you something to do and less to have to think about. And that's why, like, if you need direction in this situation, is make your other support just unkillable, and then go from there and play off of that. That's how I'm already seeing this. So. Also, their Ana is hitting so many good purples. Holy crap. Alright, so I guess I'm confused as to like what your overall plan is here. You're just kind of like running in circles, and I'm not going to comment on like the hold and left click down. I do this all the time as Brig. Sometimes you just want to hit buttons when you're not doing anything, right? But it just feels like you're just running in circles, spinning, waiting to see somebody get the critical, and you're armor packing, right? And yeah, you want to armor pack them, but I think like you really want to keep your Ana alive. I love the timing on me saying that too, as the Ana gets absolutely rolled in the back line, which the question is why is your Ana there? At the same time, look how long your Ana survived, right? That was interesting. The Ryan went off the map. Nice job. Wait, did they survive that? I was going to say, I don't think they did. And like, that's why I want you to keep your Ana alive, right? Because your Ana survived up there for that long. If you're there with a Brig out, your Ana probably survives that and you just win. So you need to find ways to like, just default that. Make that your first step. All right? I mean, technically, you're saying it's a theoretical gain. Oh, what, if you're just holding left? Like, yeah, I mean, if someone runs into your shots, right? That's why I'm not really commenting on it to begin with, because like there will be comments about like, oh, like they're just holding left click, etc. Honestly, I just do that when I play Brig just to hold my button down. It's just something to do in between while doing nothing. You're on cart right now, but now like this is gonna happen because I want you to think about on your team who can push the cart. It's pretty much gonna be you. It's pretty much gonna be you. Yeah, that's it. Like everybody else in your team can, but it's either gonna be you or Ana, and like, yeah. Also, did their Ryan DC for a second? I was gonna say, I thought their Ryan was down for a second. They go proc and Inspire. Remember, when you play Brig, proc and Inspire is so important. For anybody wondering what I'm referencing here, when you're playing Brig, you proc Inspire by hitting the enemy with any of your abilities, right? And proc and Inspire is an AoE heal that makes Brig so strong, so the more that you're able to proc that by just swinging on the enemies or like doing damage to the enemies, you're going to heal a lot more, right? That's why some games you'll have a Brig who has a ton of healing, and you're like, wow, what were they doing? It's because they're constantly proc and Inspire and giving their teammates HP, right? So, you know, I would like to see you proc it a little bit more. I know it's easier said than done. That's an easy ult for you. Now, let me ask you a question. And this goes back to what I said. Okay, let's just pause right there. Let's head back here for a second. You didn't keep your Ana alive. So instead of just sitting there and healing your Ana with the one armor pack that you have at that point, you don't heal your Ana and you try to DPS him. This is why I say, if you need something to do as Brig and you're always like, oh, I'm stuck on card, I'm doing this and that, just keep your Ana alive. I'm telling you, the reason why Ana Brig is so strong is because of that. You keep your other support alive. So far, it's almost like you're... And I'm not saying this is exactly what you're doing, but it almost feels like at times you're just playing like a single player aspect of Brig. You're not worried about your teammates, you're worried about what you can go and do damage-wise, etc. And you're not really thinking of the team aspect of that, right? Yeah, you're healing people when they're critical, but like you're not going, oh, I need to go keep this player alive. I need to do this. I need to do that. You're just basically playing to... Like right there, there already should have been an armor pack on the Venture beforehand. They're going to be fine, but like, these are the things I'm talking about. You're just... Okay, so your Ana? That's it. Your Ana, right there, bottom right. Keep your Ana alive. Keep your Ana alive. Did they switch to Winston? Yeah, my guess is because they have Sojourn. I got nothing. I have no idea. I mean, Winston, if it works, right? We're gonna proc Inspire. There you go. Now Inspire's proc. Inspire's proc. There you go. Not bad. There you go. Nice job proc and Inspire. That would keep your teammates up during that, during the heals. There you go. Nice. Remember, your shield blocks that, so you should not get rolled by that. Yep. Keep your Ana alive. You keep the Ana alive. That's it. There you go. This is better positioning. Although you're not looking for your Ana. You're just... Your Ana. See your Ana? Keep your Ana alive. Boom. There you go. Nice armor pack. Nice. There you go. Now use your ult if you need to. Yeah, definitely can use your ult. Definitely use your ult. Alright, you're not going to have the mobility aspect, but you should be fine because you have your shield that will survive long enough. Go in, bash them in front of you, bash them in front of you. Could have bashed the Ana much sooner, but we'll take it. Good sleep by the Ana. Putting your shield up. Nice. Got the Ana. You're going to get a little bit of heals because you proc Inspire. Yes, it does. After you get rolled, the heals still happen, and then your team caps the point. I guess I'm confused as to, like, when I watched this game, you had mentioned a lot of this stuff, but I feel like for you, it really just comes down to, like, you just need to focus on keeping your Ana alive, and then move in. And that's all I've seen. You run around in circles and you just try to do a bunch of stuff, which can happen as Brig, but like, your question was, what can you do in these situations when you feel like you're doing nothing? Well, it's because you're not, it's almost like you almost have to give yourself like small goals to do in game, and then you'll kind of do that. Like I think when you watch this, I feel like, let's just say next time you play a game, and you don't know what you want to do from the get-go, be like, okay, my goal here is to keep my other support alive. And then play off of that. You don't make that the whole game, but that's what you start with. Okay, my support's good. I'm healing my Ana. My Ana can't get rolled by a random fire strike. Can't get shot by the Pharah. With one shot now, we're good to go, right? And you keep them alive. That's it. You start with that. And then you start to do the rest. Okay, I'm going to be proccing Inspire. Okay, my Ana's alive. Check. Good. We're good on that. Then you go and rotate, rinse and repeat. Is this the part where you said you were playing the high ground by yourself doing nothing? Because I think you're playing this fine. You're with your Ana. Your Ana's fine. Right? Your Ana's to your right. You keep your Ana alive. You stay at this angle. You don't give them a free pick from all the AoE damage. This is fine. So far, this is fine. Okay? Watch for your Ana. Now look where your Ana's at. Left side. Right? It's okay to, you know, put your armor packs on your teammates. I just want you to just once again pay attention to the Ana. There you go. Yep. Now, if you want to move up with the Orisa now, you can a little bit because you want to proc that Inspire, right? Now everybody on your team's falling all over the place. You missed your... Oh, no. Oh, wow, it's going to be tough. You left your Ana there. Your Ana's probably dead next. Good job accidentally proccing Inspire there. Your Ana's going to have no chance, and then you're down there. So, yeah, it's a lot of just... I think you're just trying to do too much as Brig, and I think you just need to start with the basics. And when I say the basics, it's not... You're in Masters, so, like, you understand a lot of, like, the ABCs of what you want to do, but... I'm telling you right now, if I get into a rank game and I'm playing against someone who plays a lot of Brig, or I'm in a scrim or a match, you can bet that Brig is going to make that other support unkillable. I'm okay with you spamming the armor packs there on the Orisa. There you go. Yes, you want to be down here with your team. This is good. This is good. Now, if you want now, and this is where we'll take the next step to this, right? Your Ana's now in a safe spot against what's going on, right? Now you can start to play a little bit closer now and aggressive if you want to proc the Inspire, right? So we're doing the step-by-step process. Ana's in a good spot. They can't get to your Ana. Your Ana's back here, right? Your Ana's fine. So this is now where you would want to be further up. And, you know, you got to be careful of the Rhine, obviously, here, because the Rhine can, like, swing on you, etc. But this is where you want to be kind of up there now, being able to do that, right? You don't have to worry about the Ana. Your Ana's fine, right? This is the first step process. Ana's good. Okay, next part is be with your team. Problem. Look where you are. And this is kind of where you feel like you're doing nothing, is you're almost kind of putting yourself in a spot to do nothing. You can't proc your Inspire because you're playing further back. You're not playing even remotely, like, halfway close, so you can kind of, you know, do a little bit of, like, proc damage to the Rhine to be able to build up the heals. And your Ana doesn't need the help now because your Ana's in a good spot, and you're just in the middle of the open. So it's why you feel like you're doing nothing, because you're doing nothing, because you're just in the middle of the area. See? You're indecisive about what you want to do, and by the time you get there, it might be a little bit too late, right? See? So you didn't proc Inspire. You weren't able to keep the Ashe alive that was in front of you. You're not just playing back with your Ana if you need to, and then you end up doing nothing. Can you see this? Do you see how you went? You're almost... It very much is the question of your playstyle. Is playstyle-wise, you are basically doing nothing. Because you're not giving yourself things to do as Brig, so you get stuck in the middle. So... And then when you got your ultimate, you decided to go in into a team of 5. I don't mind the ult, but, like, it's also, you know, contrary to popular belief, Brig ult does not make you unkillable, right? They've done, you know, maybe this is a hot take, and this probably is, but I think it's become a lot easier to actually kill a Brig ult now. In my opinion, I feel like it's become a lot easier to actually kill a Brig ult than it ever has been before. It is a very good ultimate, right? It's a very good ultimate, but I feel like people can follow up on Brig ult much easier now. So, you know, you're not like this unkillable tank if they're all looking at you. You know what? And this is kind of I don't know if this is the best example. Like, the equivalent of what you just did there is the equivalent of if you were playing Ashe and you sent Bob to their team, like, across the map, right? Like, yeah, Bob is a good ultimate and can get limbs, but if you send it across the map and make it easier, like, for them to just kill Bob, like, Bob will lose a lot of that value, right? It can work sometimes, but not all the time. So, I think your problem is, and someone said, why don't they switch to BAP? They play only Brig. They say they only play Brig. Your problem is exactly what you said. It's your playstyle. You just need to start giving yourself things to do as Brig, go through that step-by-step process, and then you'll be fine. But you're just in the middle of, what do I do? I'm stuck in the middle of my team. I'm lost. And that happens, right? Whenever you're trying to figure out where you want to go with a hero next, that can happen. It happens with me. Even when I'm learning the hero. Or heroes I'm good at. Like, it happens with D.Va. Sometimes you'll hear me say, I'm like, oh, I'm caught in the middle of the open. I gotta readjust this playstyle. Okay, what do I want to do? So. Remember, you're not with your Ana, right? And remember what we talked about. You know, you want to start with the step-by-step process of keeping your Ana alive. Your Ana just got Storm Arrow. Now, if you were there, did they survive the Storm Arrow? Probably. You have your Brig shield, you have multiple armor packs, more than likely going to survive the Hanzo. Instead, your Ana's dead. You're the only support on point now, which is still okay if Brig's here, especially if they're not, like, their team isn't pushing up. Your teammate will be back soon anyway. Already is back. You're fine. But that's what I want to get you in the habit of like, starting with that process. All right. Yep, you just hold your shield up, but for what? What's the Ana? You're Ana. You're Ana. You're Brock and Inspire. That's fine. But, like, I want you to just. All right, that's fine. Yeah, it's playstyle. It's literally playstyle. It's like, you have the idea, okay, I want to proc Inspire, do damage, but then, like, as you're seeing the damage there, you keep swinging, you get rolled. Your Ana only got healed because they had to keep them alive as well as the Inspire you proc there, so, like, I can give you that a little bit, but your Ana was literally half a second away from getting rolled. Oh, no, I was just like, whatever, do what you gotta do on that point. Okay, here we go. Uh-huh. Did you been dying too much as Briggs lately? You've been playing a lot more defensively. You get too bored, so you sometimes overextend and die. That happens. I've been there. I understand that. Yep. Well, just to talk about that, because I'm reading what you're saying there, Six, by the way. You said Brig works well playing into a brawler team. Agreed. I agree when you're brawling, etc. You said this is a poor pick mainly because the enemy team gives Brig no chance to keep the pass up. But yeah, but let me go to the next step of that, right? If you're playing Brig only, and keep in mind this can happen in even OWCS, where you don't play against a comp that isn't as advantageous for Brig. That is why. And you said the heals do heals. Let me ask you this question: if you're a DPS player and you're diving an Ana, or you're somebody who's going to kill the Ana and you just spam your armor packs in the Ana with 3, you tell me that's doo-doo heals at that point. Your Ana, it becomes an unkillable tank. If you're saying, yeah, like trying to keep your tank up with 3 armor packs, yeah, it's going to not be the best. It can still work a little bit, especially with like the, if there's good position happening. But the reason being is the armor pack has a burst heal on it, right? Over time, the Brig heal has changed a lot. There's a burst heal right away that will burst heal somebody. That's why it becomes so good to keep your other support alive. You get what I'm saying? And when you do that, if your backline becomes unkillable, the rest of your team, unless they're overextended, for example, this Orisa could overextend a little bit here. If they go past the wall, take too much poke damage, they'll go down. But as Brig, you're gonna make it so your Ana is never dead. Your tank will survive from that. You can then benefit from that, etc. Right? And you'll see that even in like OWCS, they'll play comps that basically you aren't able to proc Inspire against their Orisa the whole time, but their Ana becomes unkillable, and that's why they do that. So, and I'm not trying to get everybody in the habit of keeping your Ana alive when you play Brig. Obviously, it's going to be like case by case on what you play, but we're generally just focusing on what was asked in the questions here with Brig. So, yeah. Like, you see this? You see what you're doing? Like that right there. Like what? You see what I'm trying to get you in the habit of just trying to find stuff to do with your team? You're just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Good bash out, by the way. That was a good play. Good proc of Inspire also. Right there. Excellent. There you go. See your Ana went top left. You're not with your Ana now. Let's see what happens to your Ana. Maybe your Ana survives, maybe they don't. But your Ana went top left and you weren't there with them. Okay, who's the first one to die on your team? It was your Ana. Now, once again, I'm not saying your Ana position was good, but do you see how you just completely ignored your Ana at any point there and your Ana got rolled? Like, do you see where I'm getting at with this? That's what I mean. You didn't know what you wanted to do there. You sit in the middle of the open, and then in the meantime, your Ana, you saw them leave, you gave them an armor pack, and then your Ana was the first one to go down. So that's why I want to get you once again in the mindset of step by step. Start with the Ana. It almost feels like you do nothing because you're waiting for the other team to do stuff. Which if you're going to play that way, that's why you go into that defensive playstyle. All right, back up. Yep, good job. Now, this should be an unlosable game for you at this point with the clock. I mean by, when I say unlosable, I'm not saying you can't draw. I just think, like, there's a chance that with a timer on the clock, if your team pushes up here, they should have any time. Be careful of trying to brawl this Rhine here with this. I do this sometimes, I get rolled. I'm not saying you can't, but just be careful. Good. I actually like how you're doing this. You're with your core. Your Ana's behind you. You know they're fine. Okay, now you're playing. I still like what you're doing. I still like what you're doing. Okay, now you got to pick. Now you can move up now. Okay, now this is where we can move up, by the way. This is, remember, look at the numbers you have, the advantage your team has. This is where you want to move up with your team and be there. All right? So not bad. Good job. All right, now you're with your team again. Keep your Malga alive. Healing. All right. Now, right there, that's on your Malga. That's not your fault. That's not your Ana's fault. Can't do anything about that one. Now, you have two options. You get out or you keep your Ana alive. You made the right play. That's the correct play. With your Ana's position in there, with no way you're keeping him alive. But you try, and I prefer to see that. Back away. If your team's in comms right now, this is where I'd recommend ult now. I would ult now. And the only reason why is because you have a Genji who's playing way too aggro and they're out of position. You can ult, bash them there, and then that's it. You're waiting too long in your ult. Honestly, that is about as unlucky as it gets. You still ended up being okay with your ult, but then you got shattered because you let your shield down for a second. I saw that happen. We've all been there. That's why I just wanted to see you, like, and just to kind of point out, by the way, not every time are you going to pop your ultimate there, like, against that, like, in that situation you're in. But when a Genji dives you and they're kind of out of position, you can literally just pop your Brig out and bash the Genji. The Genji has no deflect at that point. Probably get the elim, and now you have a 5v4. You don't have to rush to the point. And that's kind of why I was looking for that time in there. Easier said than done. I mean, I'm not even saying that I would have had that time in if I was playing Brig there, but yeah. Is there a reason to hold rally that long? Some players will hold rally for a while just because, like, you know, for example, you know how I said I don't like the idea of you running at the, like, I wasn't like excited about the concept of going and running at their Rein right there. You can do that a lot as Brig, but in that situation where there's too much damage, like, that's the situation where it's okay to hold that because their teammate died, their Ana was dead, you fall back, you wait. I just think, like, as a Brig player, sometimes you can find those really good advantageous moments to be able to just win. And I think when that Genji pushed in, you just pop your ultimate in and you just use that there. That's just more showing you timings that you can do a little bit better at. It's not, and it's like not even like bad Brig play either. This is more of just kind of leading the Brig in the right direction of what you can do when you feel like you're doing nothing as Brig, right? And that was the main question here is like, is it a play style issue? And I think like it's more of structure. I hope that's kind of makes sense. It's about structure. It's about getting you in like a structured play style that will help you then use the rest of your skill set to go and pop off. Watch it. Very good comp you have here, by the way. Ana, Brig, Winston, Cass, great comp. You know, the Widow is Widow. Widow will have moments. Yep, this is fine. You're doing okay. Remember, watch your team. Good job. Good job getting on the Genji. I want you to just make sure Ana's good. Ana's good. You can start to push in now. Start pushing in a little bit. Yep, there you go. Nice. You're fine. Okay, so you slow down for a second. Your Winston made a huge play. Now you head to the point. Look around. Yep. Pressure them. Look good to go. You know, you can check on your Ana here. And then GG's. So, you know, I think for you, a lot of what you asked the question, and we kind of explained it very much. We explained it pretty much throughout the video, but yeah, I just think if you can start to focus a little bit on a step-by-step process on Brig, keep playing the way that you want to play when it comes to, like, you know, swinging your flail around, all that, you know, that's fine. But I want you to really get in the step-by-step process of, okay, we're playing our comp, I'm going to keep my other support alive. If our other support's alive, I can get with my team. If they're playing like a really brawl comp and your team is, and you can work with them, great, work with your team, make sure your support's alive, then start to get into brawl mode, proc your inspires more than you can, and do that. You said you think you mostly expected your Ana to play with you instead of the opposite this game. You know, it's one thing I always say is that one of the best things that you can do in ranked, and I'm not saying all the time, I love playing aggressive playstyle, is if things aren't necessarily working and you can't find things to do, playing at the pace of your teammates can also help. And you just find ways to make it work a little bit. So if your Ana isn't with you all the time, and honestly, you can't expect your Ana to move up with you all the time. Let me explain something here. Your Ana needs sight lines, right? Like, your Ana needs to find positions that are going to be good to have good sight lines. So your Ana does not want to be up on the front line with you next to a Reinhardt, right? Your Ana wants to play range, mid-range, long range, right? And while sometimes it could be a little bit, not like boring, but like, you know, a little bit like dull, having to sit back there with your Ana when you're doing that. If a team is trying to dive your team or getting a lot of these picks, then you're just going to make it so your Ana's unkillable, and then your team is going to win because they can't kill your backline and you have an Ana scoped in, right? If you're playing Ana, and you're scoped in and nobody's touching you the whole game, you're probably having a good game, right? You're going, this is great. Obviously, unless your Reinhardt overextends, your Orisa overextends. So that's why it's like, you know, could your Ana push up with you more? Yes, but like, you didn't really look for your Ana most of the game either, right? So you're expecting your Ana to play with you, when in reality, you should be playing with your Ana. And then you can play off of that. Let's say that you make, and let me point this out too, and then we'll summarize, we'll wrap this part of it up. But like, if they don't ever get to your Ana, and your Ana is unkillable, that's going to enable you to pop off. It's kind of a analogy. I don't have an analogy, but like something I always bring up about like tank. When I enable my teammates to pop off, I can then pop off, right? So one thing I like about tanking, I mean, obviously Season 10 tank is a little bit different right now. I mean, you pretty much, you know, it's a tougher role currently. But when I play tank, the idea and concept for me is I enable my teammates to pop off, and in doing so, I enable myself to pop off. Right? So that's why in games like this, just, you know, keep your support alive. If everything's good, you can be more aggressive because your support line is unkillable, and then you can have some fun. And then you can proc more inspire and be aggressive, etc. So I hope that makes sense, and can be kind of super helpful for you in that. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. Also, leave a comment. All of that helps. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam. We have a lot of fun here, so stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, hope you have an amazing day/night.